Welcome back to Beyond World is One. You're watching Speed News with me, Vidur Kathuria. Let's get started. Dr. Shaheen Shahid, the woman detained in connection with the Faridabad terrorist module, is said to have been gathering explosives for the past 2 years. Sources claim she has admitted to plotting terrorist attacks across India. A major revelation has surfaced after examining the phone of Dr. Muzammil Shakil, a doctor from Pulwama teaching at Al Falah University in Faridabad, who was arrested for his alleged role in a Jaish-e-Mohammed linked terror module. Investigators found that he visited Delhi several times this year, with photos of multiple city locations recovered from his phone. Agencies suspect these visits were part of his planning activities and are now probing who he met in Delhi and whether he travelled alone or with others. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to chair a cabinet committee on security as well as the full cabinet meeting as investigations continue into the blast near Delhi's Red Fort. Home Minister Amit Shah has formally handed over the case from the Delhi police to the National Investigation Agency, instructing them to submit a detailed report as soon as possible. India has strongly rejected allegations by Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif that New Delhi was behind the Islamabad suicide bombing that killed 12 people, calling the claims a desperate diversionary tactic by Pakistan. Leaders of Pakistani Taliban offshoots Jamaat-ul-Ahrar and Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan have denied any involvement in Tuesday's suicide bombing in Islamabad. Senior Jamaat-ul-Ahrar commander and TTP spokesperson issued separate statements rejecting claims linking their groups to the attack. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has condemned suicide bombing in Pakistan's capital, calling it an act of violence and terrorism. UN Deputy Spokesperson said Guterres is deeply saddened by the attack, offering condolences to the victims' families and wishing a full recovery to the injured. He urged that all perpetrators be held accountable and called for a thorough investigation. Palestinians are seen inspecting burning trucks after a reported attack by Israeli settlers in the village of Beit Led, east of Tulkarem, in the northern occupied West Bank. Israeli police say 4 suspects have been arrested following the violent incident, which took place in and around Beit Led. The attack adds to growing tensions across the occupied West Bank amid ongoing violence between settlers and Palestinians. French President Emmanuel Macron has issued a strong warning regarding Israel's potential plans to annex parts of the West Bank, calling it a red line. Macron emphasized that such actions would prompt a significant European response, underlining the international concern over the future of the region. At a Veterans Day ceremony in Arlington National Cemetery, President Donald Trump has claimed victory over Democrats in the nation's longest ever government shutdown. He noted that several Democratic senators broke ranks to vote with Republicans for a compromise deal aimed at ending the congressional standoff. Spotting Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson in the audience, Trump congratulated him, calling it a very big victory. UK Culture Minister Lisa Nandy has said that the BBC must work hard to rebuild public trust after a Panorama documentary was accused of misleading viewers by editing a speech by US President Donald Trump. Nandy called the concerns serious but warned that there's a difference between raising legitimate issues and launching a sustained attack on the broadcaster itself. Her comments follow BBC Director General's call for staff to fight for journalism. This comes after Trump threatened to sue the BBC for $1 billion. A leaked internal memo reportedly revealed the program spliced parts of Trump's January 6th speech, making it appear he encouraged the Capitol riot. Venezuela's armed forces have launched a new phase of military exercises called the Superior Phase of Independence Plan 200. Amid rising tensions with the United States, the drills involve multiple operations across states including La Guaira, Amazonas, Bolivar, Caracas, among others, aimed at demonstrating readiness to confront imperial threats. Tensions have escalated after the US carried out more than a dozen strikes on vessels near Venezuela since September, claiming without public evidence that the boats were carrying drugs. Colombian President Gustavo Petro has announced a pause in all US intelligence exchanges following Washington's missile strikes on multiple vessels allegedly involving drug trafficking, which have killed at least 76 people. Petro said on X that an order has been issued to suspend communication and cooperation with US security agencies at all levels of Colombia's public security intelligence services. He added the suspension will remain in effect as long as the attacks on boats continue. Iraq's Electoral Commission has said that more than 55% of eligible voters turned out for general election, an unexpectedly high figure. Based on results from most polling stations, the Commission reported that over 12 million of more than 21 million eligible Iraqis cast their ballots. The turnout marks a significant increase from the record low of just 41% recorded in the 2021 election. In Baghdad's Sadr city, supporters of Shiite cleric Muqtada Sadr are spending a quiet day as Iraqis head to the polls for a new parliament. Following Sadr's orders, his followers are boycotting the election and staying home with family. The boycott highlights the continuing influence Sadr wields over his supporters in Iraq's complex political landscape. A years-long British investigation has led to the world's largest confirmed cryptocurrency seizure, more than 61,000 Bitcoin. The case centers on Jimin Qian, a Chinese woman convicted in London of masterminding a multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin fraud. She has been sentenced to more than 11 years in prison. Speaking after the verdict, the Metropolitan Police's head of economic and cybercrime unit said the outcome sends a clear message that criminal assets are not safe in the United Kingdom. The formation of a new Dutch government hits a roadblock as mediator Wouter Koolmees fails to secure a majority coalition. 2 weeks after centrist Rob Jetten's D66 party claimed victory in the election, he faces the difficult challenge of uniting parties in the deeply fragmented 150-seat parliament. Ethiopia has been confirmed as the host of the United Nations COP32 climate summit in 2027 after receiving backing from the Africa Group of Negotiators. Speaking at the climate talks in Belem, Ethiopian ambassador to Brazil emphasized his country's readiness to welcome delegates The announcement highlights Africa's growing role in global climate discussions as nations prepare to address urgent environmental challenges at the next major UN summit. Tens of thousands took part in Warsaw's annual Independence Day March organized by far-right groups. Participants carried Polish flags, anti-immigration banners, and some set off red flares. The Warsaw Security Center estimated around 100,000 people attended, describing the event as one of the most peaceful in recent years. Demonstrators chanted slogans such as "Not even one immigrant more," while banners called for deportations. Poland's President Karol Nawrocki briefly joined the march. The event highlights ongoing tensions between the country's nationalist right and its liberal center. Angola marked the 50th anniversary of its independence from Portugal with celebrations at Republic Square in Luanda. A military parade featuring soldiers, marching bands and tanks took place before President João Lourenço addressed the nation. Lourenço reflected on the country's difficult journey over the past 5 decades, including political struggles during the Cold War and the fight against Portuguese colonial rule. He also acknowledged that Angola continues to face enormous and highly complex challenges. Panama authorities have seized 13.5 tons of drugs over the weekend after intercepting a vessel in Pacific waters bound for Central America and Mexico. The operation, which is part of Plan Fermenza, targeting international maritime drug trafficking, took place when authorities discovered an unspecified quantity of drugs being transported on a tugboat. Officials described the seizure as a major blow to organized smuggling networks in the region. A train has been derailed in Buenos Aires, injuring at least 19 people and disrupting service for several hours. Passengers were evacuated from the train and 9 of the injured were taken to hospital. City firefighters have responded with 2 standard units, a special rescue team, a command post and a medical unit as a precaution. A powerful cold front has driven record low temperatures across the southeastern US, placing 18 million people under freeze warnings in Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. The chill sweeping down from the northern plains has triggered a sudden shift to winter-like conditions. Residents of Delhi NCR woke up to hazardous air as the air quality index in the capital soared to a worrying 413. This is according to the Central Pollution Control Board. In response, the Delhi government has activated Stage 3 of its Graded Response Action Plan. Following the move, the Directorate of Education has instructed all schools in the region to switch to hybrid classes for students up to Class 5, as authorities work to limit exposure to the worsening pollution. German police have detained a Polish-German citizen accused of running a site on the dark web that agitated for the murder of prominent politicians. Prosecutors said the suspect, named only as Martin S. in accordance with German privacy laws, had solicited donations of cryptocurrency with which to pay for successful hits on people to whom he had given death sentences. Authorities did not name any of the politicians or public figures he had targeted, but Spiegel News magazine reported that former Chancellors Angela Merkel and Olaf Scholz, as well as other former federal ministers, were on the list. The United Kingdom is planning to introduce tougher laws to protect public services from cyber attacks. Under the proposals, companies providing IT and cyber security services to public bodies, including the NHS, would have to meet strict security standards. The plan follows recent cyber incidents, including a 2024 breach of the Defence Ministry's payroll system and an attack that disrupted thousands of NHS appointments. The government has said companies with access to critical networks will need to report serious incidents quickly and have robust response plans. Public sector organizations will also be banned from paying ransom demands to hackers. Australia's spy chief has warned that Chinese state-backed hackers have targeted the country's telecommunications networks and critical infrastructure. The head of the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation, Mike Burgess, said groups linked to China's government and military, including Salt Typhoon and Volt Typhoon, had been probing Australia's systems. Burgess said espionage cost the country an estimated 12.5 billion Australian dollars last year, including losses of trade secrets and intellectual property. He warned that a major cyber sabotage attack could cause widespread disruption affecting banks, transport, water supplies, and power networks. Microsoft plans to invest $10 billion in artificial intelligence infrastructure at a data center in Portugal's port city of Sines. The tech giant will partner with developer Start Campus, AI infrastructure platform Nscale, and chip maker NVIDIA to deploy over 12,000 next-generation graphics processing units in the facility. Microsoft President Brad Smith said the project will help position Portugal as a leader in responsible and scalable AI development in Europe. The investment is one of Europe's largest AI projects and builds on Portugal's growing role as a hub for data centers and green energy. Asian markets opened mixed on Wednesday as investors monitored SoftBank's $5.83 billion sale of its entire NVIDIA stake and rotation out of tech into value stocks. Japan's Nikkei 225 rose 0.15% and South Korea's Kospi was up more than 0.5%. Australia's S&P ASX 200 was down 0.22%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index added 0.3%. China's CSI 300 index fell 0.6%. Meanwhile, overnight in the US, the Dow climbed to a record close at 47,927.96. The S&P 500 rose 0.21%, while the tech stock heavy Nasdaq slipped 0.25% as tech stocks weakened amid AI valuation concerns. Australian home loans hit a record high, supporting the Reserve Bank of Australia's decision to hold interest rates. New borrowing data shows strong demand across housing markets, with lending values climbing despite economic uncertainty. The rise reflects the impact of earlier rate cuts and easy credit conditions as buyers take advantage of lower financing costs. Strong lending momentum underscores the RBA's strategy to maintain stable rates while balancing economic growth and financial stability risks. Markets will watch whether the surge continues, potentially influencing future monetary policy decisions and signaling broader housing market strength. Gold prices have declined slightly on Wednesday, sliding to $4,106 per ounce as a modest rebound in the US dollar and profit-taking weighed after bullion reached a near 3-week high. But safe haven demand persisted. Traders remain optimistic about a possible Federal Reserve rate cut next month, pricing in roughly a 68% chance of a 25 basis point reduction, up from 64% previously. Spot silver, platinum and palladium also edged lower. Analysts note gold remains supported above $4,100, with further upside possible if US macroeconomic data continues to favor additional monetary easing. Sports now. Football superstar Cristiano Ronaldo has confirmed the 2026 FIFA World Cup will be his last. The 40-year-old also said he would retire from football in quote-unquote 1 or 2 years. Next year's World Cup will take place in Canada, Mexico and the United States from June 11th. It will be Ronaldo's 6th World Cup. During his 22-year international career, Ronaldo has helped Portugal win the European Championship in 2016 and the UEFA Nations League twice, but he has never won the World Cup. Portugal are yet to qualify for next year's tournament, but will secure their spot if they beat Republic of Ireland on Thursday. Veteran Indian actor Govinda was rushed to a Mumbai hospital after reportedly losing consciousness at his residence. Reports have confirmed that the actor was found in an unconscious state, and his friend and legal advisor Lalit Bindal told reporters that Govinda was feeling disoriented. He is currently under close medical observation. A statement from the actor's team confirmed that his condition is stable. Pop sensation and recent Grammy nominee Sabrina Carpenter is set to star in and produce an untitled musical film for Universal Pictures inspired by Lewis Carroll's classic Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. The project marks Carpenter's first major studio starring role and a return to film acting following her successful focus on her music career. The film is expected to offer a fresh, music-infused take on the tale of a young girl who falls into a fantastical, illogical world. That's it on this edition of Speed News. News and updates will continue on the other side of this short break. Keep watching WION World is One.